to say that this summit would look entirely different without the commitment and support of every summit sponsor that we have today. I acknowledge that Bethany has been the lead sponsor for 4 years, the importance of their commitment to the community, to women in leadership, to women's wellness. And I said just before lunch we'll have some additional words from Bethany. So I'd like to introduce the president of Bethany Medical, Elise Carey.
Pam and Diane and the entire Women in Motion team. It's amazing to see the room and the growth in this event in the last 4 years that we've been a part of it. And today I was absolutely floored by seeing the parking lot, and it's just exploding. And so I applaud this team that's putting this whole event together and the success that they've had. It's my privilege to be here today representing the presenting sponsor, Bethany Medical, and the Lenny Peters Foundation. And if you'll allow me a few minutes to share a little bit about our organization's missions. Bethany's Medical is committed to providing easy access and best experience to our patients. We are open 7 days a week with 16 locations across the Triad, seeing over 1,200 patients through our open doors every day. As the largest independent provider of healthcare in the Triad, with our over 500 team members, we offer primary care, urgent care, and specialty care, taking care of everyone from a common cold to chronic illnesses. And we strive to take care of all of our patients as if they were a member of our family. In fact, Bethany was founded almost 40 years ago as a family-owned business and continues to be a family-owned business today, while at the same time being the largest minority-owned business in the state of North Carolina. The Lenny Peters Foundation currently operates homes for orphans and special needs children, as well as homes for the sick and the elderly, with 8 homes in southern India and 2 in South Africa. Locally, we support numerous community-facing organizations doing great work here in the Triad, including confronting homelessness and hunger, which we all know are huge issues in our community, as well as celebrating and empowering business leaders and economic development. I appreciate you all letting me share a little bit about Bethany Medical and Lenny Peters Foundation. But now I want to talk about our purpose here today, leadership. This event comes around every year in about March, and I always take it as a sign that spring is near and there's much opportunity and growth ahead for all of us. Not too long ago, I had a personal inspiration, or what I thought of as an aha moment for myself that I'd like to share. Now, I will say this inspiring moment took place at my church, but don't worry, I'm not going into a whole sermon here, so I'll be cognizant of our time and that I think before we're going to lunch here. At my church in Winston-Salem, we had been without a pastor for more than 3 years. We've had guest speakers, preachers, and conducted searches to find the right person for that permanent position. Finally, again, after those 3 years, 2 Sundays ago, the new pastor was introduced, and it was great. Everyone was so relieved to have a leader in place, someone to guide the flock and to be the face of the congregation. However, partway through the introduction ceremony, I started to wonder, who had been leading us for the past 3 years? Had it been the guest preachers or the committee to find the new pastor, or the elders or the deacons? And eventually it hit me, this thought, this epiphany, that it had been all of us. In fact, it was interesting as we were celebrating and having the ceremony for the new pastor, the new leader, the message delivered to us that day was that our church was comprised of and led by its members, by the congregation. Of course, the pastor can provide us spiritual guidance, but the church is based on the members. And this hit home a little bit later for me as well, when another leader shared a quote that, again, really hit home for me. Leadership is an action, not a position. Leadership is an action, not a position. Leadership is about what a person does, not their title. It's about taking action to achieve results, inspire others, and make a difference. Leadership is not about an authoritative role we hold in an organization, but rather the choice of actions we choose to take. For all of us here as well, we don't need a title to show leadership at our organizations. Any of us can step in, volunteer for a project or a job that will advance the goal of our companies. I can tell you for me personally, there have been times in my professional life where I've strived for a position, thinking, when I get that title, when I get there, that's when I can start leading, that's when I can start managing. Or, like my example with church, being part of an organization, waiting for that leader, waiting for someone else to do what I can do myself. Wherever you are in your career journey, you can lead by example. Your company's leadership is there to guide you, but you can be a leader if you choose. I make a habit of not asking people to do something that I am not willing to do myself. So as I invite you to take this next challenge, understand I am pushing myself to do it as well. Step up and lead with your actions. Now that we've talked about the what, we come to the how. How do we become the leaders that we are meant to be or that we want to be? I know for me personally, the stereotypes of being a female minority leader have always been present. In the past, though, I confessed, I've shunned those stereotypes. Let me try to explain what I mean. When I've been speaking or thinking about what makes up my leadership qualities, I've backed away from putting those into a stereotypical female characteristic. And in thinking about this today, I've been wondering and asking myself why. Perhaps I feared if I admit that I'm more empathetic, that I can see others' points of view, or that I am nurturing, these might be perceived as weak or soft characteristics. Perhaps I feared if I was seen and looked at as a woman, I would be put in a box and not recognized for my full self. Or perhaps I have been striving to be a great leader, not a great female leader. I don't know if that resonates with anyone here today, but our speaker at this event last year wanted to be the fastest person to finish the Appalachian Trail, not the fastest woman to finish the Appalachian Trail. And by the way, she did achieve that goal. There are inherent skills that I bring to the table, if they're stereotypically female or not. And recently, I've been learning to be myself in my leadership style. It is great to admire other styles, but I have found unless I am authentically myself, it just doesn't feel quite right. Why not embrace the fact that I am a more soft-spoken, deliberate, accepting, reflective person? Will I be respected if I bring this style of leadership to the table? My challenge to you today is, can you use today as a springboard to become the authentic leader you want to be? My challenge to you is to be your authentic self and to build those strengths into your leadership, thereby fully embodying that example at your organization. I'm confident that you can. I'll be there striving right alongside you. And when we need to, that we can rely on each other, on this wonderful, enormous group of professional women looking to improve themselves, their organization, and their communities. Before I close, I'd like to thank the entire Bethany Medical team and their commitment to helping this community. I'd also like to thank my daughter, Adeline Carey, for coming to support me today. And on behalf of presenting sponsor, Bethany Medical and the Lenny Peters Foundation, thank you for your time today, leaders. It's been an honor to be with you. Thank you.